What's up, everybody? How's it going? How are you? Welcome in. Today, we're going to do an energy check-in for Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. It took me a minute to figure out how to go to live. I've never gone live on here before. I do have a question. Am I clear? Hey, sister, how are you? Oh, so good to see you guys. Am I clear? Can you all see me okay? Because on my end, it doesn't look clear. So I'm not real sure if it's me. Okay, good. Yay. All right. So let's see what's going on with Divine Feminine. What is going on with Divine Feminine? This has definitely been a different experience. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm so happy to see you guys. Okay, so we're in the full moon cycle. There's a lot of fears that's coming up. And this is connected to, these fears are bringing some blocks. Can you all see this? It says release. Can you see it now? Release your fears. This is full moon in Cancer. So this is connected to Jupiter squaring Chiron. And then this is going to be your sacral, and it says release your blocks. Can you all see the cards? And then we've got some third eye activations that's going on, and it says trust the universe. So I do feel that we're all having to go through, and this is going to be for Divine Feminine. I do believe we're all going to have to go through, and it's almost like a trust fall, specifically with this Mars square Saturn, Jupiter square Chiron. There's a lot of fears that's being brought up to the surface. Fears of unknown, fears of change, fears of what's going to happen next, fear connected to our money, the financial system, fear connected to what's going on in the world. You know, as feminines, we all feel that on a collective scale, right? So, what are those blocks that's connected to fears? What are those blocks that's connected to not being able to trust your intuition, your guidance? So let's see. What is the past lesson that Divine Feminine's working through at this moment? What is the past lesson? Yeah, you feel it too? I do too. And I feel like I'm seeing it within my family. And it's deep-seated fears connected to religion. So the past lesson that I've got is sacred sexuality, assessing the unified field. This could also be connected to fear of truly embracing your sacred sexuality. But to me, that sacred sexual energy is connected to money. And being in that energy of trusting that there's enough, trusting that we will be provided for as we go through this process, really, as we go through. And we all know that the financial system's changing and it's scary. It brings up a lot of fear because it's unknown. So this is the past lesson that's being worked through at this moment. What is the present area of focus for Divine Feminine? Increase your frequency, higher consciousness awareness. Okay, so what this is telling me is whatever is unconscious, it needs to be brought to your conscious awareness. Is it the conversations that you're having with yourself on a daily basis? Is it because if we live in fear, we know our frequency is not going to be that high because we're living in the wounded root chakra. So truly bringing that to your conscious awareness, allowing for you to be able to trust everything's going to be provided for. I mean, I have had to go through so many trust falls, it's not even funny. So now when things happen, I'm like, okay, it's a test. This is what I've got to look at. This is what I've got to experience. I've got to just see it. I've got to observe it from a higher perspective. That's bringing the higher conscious awareness. Observe it from a higher perspective and know that, okay, I'm being tested right now. I'm having to see the repeated pattern, the repeated thoughts, the repeated fears come up to the surface, and then trust. This is in the root chakra, even though it's third eye activations. Trust is deeply connected to that sacred sexuality, which is connected to our fears. What is the future resolution? Practice self-love, nurture your inner child. So this is the blocks that need to be looked at, okay? And the best way to do it is when these fears start coming up to the surface, when these fears start creeping in, and this is unconscious, right? Pause. What does your inner child need to feel safe? What does your inner child need in order to release whatever blocks coming up to the surface? And I love that the inner child showed up with the sacral, because that's truly where that energy lives, is in that sacral chakra. So practice self-love. What do you need to do to nurture you? What do you need to do to see the fears and to trust the universe? Trust your spirit team. Trust your spirit guides. This is a block. So since we're in the full moon lunation cycle, we got to be able to see, what is that block? Is it old programming from our childhood? Is it old beliefs? Is it hearing our parents and their beliefs, and then our grandparents and their beliefs? What is that block connected to? Something within, your childhood. What's going to bring balance to inner self for divine feminine? Holy moly. Feminine twin, activating higher self. Now, I have 3 cards, and my third eye is on fire. I have 3 cards now that's connected to the higher self and connected to the crown chakra. So, are you listening to your intuition? Are you trusting your intuition? I had to go through this point in time when I was healing my inner child, my 19-year-old that was raped, and learning how to trust my intuition again. Because for a long time, I resented my intuition. Even though I knew it was spot on, I knew it was alerting me, I knew it was letting me know what was going on. But there was a lot of resentment of, I can't trust myself because I didn't trust myself when that all played out, right? So I had to do a lot of focus on trusting the guidance, trusting the intuition. And it almost felt like a trust fall. And okay, I'm doing something that I've never done before, even though I would know. Hello, can you please read me too? Absolutely. When we get done, I absolutely can pull some cards. So it took a long time to trust that inner voice, to trust that inner child, to trust the guidance that was coming in. So it does feel like, even though there's fears coming up to the surface, even though there's fears that's being worked through and blocks that's being cleared connected to the inner child, there's also major crown and third eye activations that's taking place, and learning to trust the guidance that's coming in. And I can tell you, once you get through that point of trusting it, it's easy. You know, you know without a shadow of a doubt that, hey, I can trust this information that's coming in. Hey, I can let this fear go because I know that I'm going in the direction that I'm meant to be going in. What's going to help you to move forward faster, Divine Feminine? And I just noticed underneath the deck, I have practiced gratitude. And this is going to be Mars. So we have full moon in Cancer, first quarter moon in Scorpio, first quarter moon in Aquarius, and last quarter moon in Sag. So we have Jupiter, Mercury, Pluto, and Mars showing up. Remember your identity. You can do it. You can do it. Absolutely. Remember who you are. This goes back to your inner child. But also remember that you are made in God's image. There is no reason to fear. Fear is a liar. Fear is truly the dark, right? Pluto creeping in, trying to steal your joy, steal your ability to live in the moment. Fear is also living too far in the future. It's not being grounded in the now moment. Possible solutions and outcomes for Divine Feminine. Integration, multidimensional healing. Okay, so I love that this come out as the possible solutions and outcomes, because what you can do when you start seeing whatever these blocks are, you can always write it down. Tuesday would be a great day to write it down because it's Mars Day. So write it down, burn it. Something else that you can do that I recently discovered that I've kind of been playing with is on Tuesday, if you don't want to burn whatever those blocks are, if you don't want to go through that process, you can actually write it down and freeze it in the freezer. So what are those fears? What are those blocks? And then when you do that, when you go through that process of, okay, this is it. I'm going to hit it head on. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm not going to give it any more power over my life. Then you can start integrating and allowing for the healing to take place. So when you do this, Archangel Metatron is a great reference, great to work with, because Metatron works on multi-dimensions. So does Saint Laflamme. But you can set the intention to call in those missing soul fragments connected to whatever those blocks are, connected to whatever the fears are, connected to the point of your inner child journey that you're healing on. Call in those missing soul fragments, call in those missing soul pieces. And when you do that, ask for them to be healed, cleansed, purified in the highest vibration possible as they rejoin back to you. Now, what's underneath the deck is beyond illusion, change your perception. It's not happening to me, it's happening for me. And this is clearing core wounds. This is deeply connected to the inner child journey. Inner child healing, for sure. Well, that deeply resonated. I don't know about you guys, but Divine Feminine, just remember, feminine energy leads the way. And we lead the way acknowledging, seeing, facing those things head on, and then going through the process of clearing those wounds. Oh, thank you. It was. I felt like it was perfect. And it's perfect being the Gemini, because to me, Gemini is the inner child. I got chills. Gemini is that child. Gemini does represent that time period. Raphael is also another good one to work with when you're calling in missing soul fragments, just to help cleanse and purify that energy. So let's see. I'm going to shuffle for a little bit. My third eye is tingling big time. Let's shuffle. Let's see. What's going on with Divine Masculine? What is Divine Masculine working through? What does Divine Masculine need to know? One more. Reflect on your priorities. So we have Pluto showing up again. Last quarter moon in Aquarius. This was the exact same card that we got. No, it wasn't the last quarter moon. It was the first quarter moon. So it wasn't the exact. Release your blocks. However, this was the exact same card in the exact same spot. Y'all saw me. I shuffled. Speak your world into being. Okay, so it does feel like Divine Masculine is learning the power of the throat chakra. And there could be some blocks connected to being able to speak up, being able to share. And this can go really two ways, because I've got reflect on your priorities and then speak your world into being. So cool your emotions is underneath the deck. Exact same card I had with Divine Feminine, practice gratitude. So this is showing me that there is some mirroring going on with masculine and feminine energies, because we got two of the same cards. How many cards are in that deck? I think it's 42. 48. So out of 48 cards, I pulled 5. 2 of the 5 are the exact same. So this could be really, I could see this one of two ways. I can see this with, okay, Divine Masculines really learning that when you speak too harshly, it might make you appear that you could be all about yourself. Could be working through being able to speak properly and going through anger situations. Being able to navigate how you speak when you're upset. It could come across as being selfish, because I do have Aries and then reflect on your priorities. So it almost feels like the speaking is coming from more a self-centered versus what's healthy and balanced for all involved. So let's see. What is the past lesson for Divine Masculine? Reconciling differences. So it almost feels like there could have been an argument. Because I got cool your emotions and reconcile differences. Well, this is Mars energy. Mars is in Sag. Things could be pretty heated. But it's created a block within the sacral. And there is a throat chakra activation. And it almost feels like going through and reconciling these differences, that Divine Masculine's truly understanding and learning the power of the throat chakra. You know, it reminds me of the Bible verse, the tongue carries the power of life and death. present area of focus for divine masculine. But there is some going within. There is some blocks that's being released. There is some reflection that's taking place, introflection, soul merger, ebb and flow, unification, aligning with abundance. Now, all three of these cards are red. So there is some aha moments. There is some introflection. There is some discovery. This could have created a block, okay? And the reason why I say that is because the very next step is release the blocks. So the priorities is, okay, I need to reconcile. I need to make peace. I need to speak my world into being. I need to understand just how powerful the words that I speak truly are. And what this is going to do is this is going to help divine masculine truly align with abundance. And it could be as simple as when this anger, when this frustration, when all of this Martin energy comes up to the surface, being able to channel that in a productive way. We channel that in a productive way by speaking the things that we're wanting to experience into existence versus speaking of the things that we don't want to experience. And what I mean by that is it reminds me of, and I taught this at Paul Mitchell School in core, and it is the power of the mind. So we have the 3 laws of the mind. The first thing is the mind cannot avoid a don't. So when you think of children and you give them, let's say, a cup of milk, right? And you say to the child, don't spill it. What is the first thing they do? They spill the milk. Or let's say you're out somewhere and you see something crazy and you say, don't look. What is the first thing they do? They look. Okay. So the mind cannot avoid a don't, and the mind does not process a no or a not. Okay. It's almost like those words are kind of skipped over as far as the mind is concerned. And this is the 3 laws of the mind. And so it feels like there is a major discovery in going through this process, but also being able to channel that energy in a more productive way. And this is going to help to create a balance within divine masculine. You know, and I practiced this theory while I was teaching, while I was an educator on my children. I started changing the way I spoke to them to see if I could get a different outcome. So when there was a situation and I wanted to put more emphasis on what I wanted to create the outcome to be, that's what I spoke to them about. Instead of saying, hey, don't go here, or hey, don't do this, I would say, hey, be careful. Hey, be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of the people that you're around, or, you know, hold this really careful so you take really good care of it. I started changing the way I was speaking to them in order to change the outcome. And it takes a lot of work to actually go through that process and be able to consciously catch yourself in the process before you say, don't drop that, or don't spill that, or don't go in that direction. Don't look at that. Instead, you have to stop yourself in the moment and say, hey, hold this, be careful, and put more emphasis on what it is that you're wanting to create. And it took me a while to rechange and reprogram myself to where I was no longer wanting to put the focus on what I didn't want. It became easier to put the focus on what it was that I wanted to create. And when you're able to do that, you can be more intentional with speaking your world into being. You can be more intentional with being able to align with the things that you're wanting to create. Future resolution for Divine Masculine, please. I'm throwing cards. Integration, multidimensional healing. Oh, we got the same card with Divine Feminine. So again, I'm going to say the same thing that I said with Divine Feminine. Call upon Archangel Metatron, Archangel Sandalphon to be able to work on a multidimensional level. And call in those missing soul fragments. Call in those missing soul pieces. Anytime we go through life, whether it be good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. Anytime we go through life and we go through experiences, we tend to hold that blueprint of whatever that experience is within our soul, within our body, within our chakras. So calling in those missing soul fragments and allowing for the integration to take place, allowing for the multidimensional healing to take place is vital. But you want to make sure that you're calling them in healed, cleansed, purified, in the highest vibration possible. So when that integration is taking place, you're not calling in the old energy or what you've already had to heal through and clear. You're calling in the healed aspect of it. You're calling in a pure form of that energy. What's going to bring balance to inner self for Divine Masculine? Transformation, battle of the head versus heart. This almost feels like chatterbrain. But there is a block here, and it could be a block within the heart chakra that's not allowing for there to be peace, the energy to flow within all the chakra centers. And this is something that's pretty cool. I'm going to show you guys. The first set of questions, all the cards are from the same category. They're all red. To me, that's root chakra energy. For the second, they're the exact same color. They're from the exact same category. That's going to be green. That's going to be more in the heart chakra. And we also have the battle of the head versus the heart. So I am seeing a progression forward. Let's see what's going to help you to move forward faster, Divine Masculine. Enter the vortex, aligning with infinite abundance. So the same thing has showed up twice, and we are continuing the exact same color. Unification, aligning with abundance, was with reflect on your priorities. And then under speak your world into being, enter your vortex. I got aligning with infinite abundance again. Okay. So this is what's going to help you to move forward faster. You can do that by assessing, looking at the way you're speaking about things, looking at the way you are talking about situations, but also your energy. If you're in that sacred anger energy, you're in a block. So it really is moving into the heart chakra so you can align with infinite abundance. Martin Davids, I can pull some cards for you when I get done. Absolutely, I can. We're almost finished. Possible solutions and outcomes for Divine Masculine. Master Alchemist, the Violet Flame activation. So Archangel Zadkiel is another one that you need to be working with. In going through this multidimensional healing, being able to purify, cleanse any of the missing soul fragments that need to be healed. And we did change colors, so that's a good thing. I show movement. And it is also connecting all of the chakras, allowing for the energy to flow through. What's underneath the deck is divine order, practice, patience. And then right under that is the high priestess. I got the high priestess in my daily today. So it really is learning how to manage your energy, even when you are in the middle of being angry. Learning how to channel that energy in the proper way. This is fuel. This is fuel when channeled in the right way. Okay. It can also be destruction when it's not. But there is an awareness, there is this growing of understanding and seeing just how powerful the words can be. There is a transformation that's taking place, which is a good thing. Could even be some Merkaba activations that's happening, specifically with the integration of the missing soul fragments that's coming in. Pretty powerful messages for divine masculine and divine feminine. There's a lot that's being worked through at the moment. Whew. Feel like I'm sweating. Monica, are you still with me? Oh, yes, it is. Hey, love, do you care to drop in the chat anybody that wants to do a reading or have some cards pulled, how they can do that? I want to pull one more card while she is. No, I don't want that one. Because I'm missing half of them. There is a lot. It is a lot to work on. And things are definitely going to get easier once we go through this Mars and Saturn square. Ultimately, the Jupiter and Chiron square, because that's going to be at 22 degrees towards the end of this moon cycle. The new moon is actually going to be Chiron square. Absolutely. Do you care to drop my here, I can do it. Okay. there. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull. Yes, and I feel there is hope too. There's always hope. Absolutely. You said it best. I'm going to see what spirit animals are we going to be working with. What spirit animals are we going to be working with? I just have to laugh because the message is the same. Literally across the board. So nothing is wasted. This is a 9-card. Cycles are completing. The next one that made me giggle is Patriot Spirit. Watch your words. This is also a 9-card too. And then we get Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. So this is the thing. Whatever worry, whatever stress is coming up, you got to learn how to lean in and trust spirit. Be mindful of the words that you speak. That is the spells that you cast over your life. Everything has meaning. Everything has purpose. Everything has a reason. It's learning to trust that it is for your greatest good. It is for your highest joy. It is for your soul's evolution. So we got 2 9s and then a 5. So that tells me change is coming. So change is coming. And change can be a good thing because cycles have completed. Be mindful of the words that you speak. Trust the spirit has your back. So let's see. Words are very, very, very powerful. Okay, so words are powerful. Words are powerful in being able to move you forward. They can, I mean, you end up creating what it is that you're speaking, right? There is a lot of karma that's being cleared. And it feels like the karma that's being cleared has to do with people, places, situations that are just overdue of being let go of. And what I mean by that is things that are cold, things that feel isolated, things that just feel like there is no warmth, there is no joy, there is no excitement. It's almost like the cold shoulder. And this could be work, this could be people, this could be family. Because I get the 5 of Pentacles with the 3 of Pentacles, and then here, let me hold it up. With the Queen of Wands. So this has to do with people not being warm. This has to do with people giving you the cold shoulder, making you feel left out, making you feel not involved. And then I have people literally that are meant to come together to work. So it almost feels like people that you are around, that you're working with. And she has her back. She has her back to the people. She's not even looking at the people. So it's like whatever is not warm, okay? Because the Queen of Wands is all about her passions. It's all about excitement. It's all about feeling good. It's all about creating. If it doesn't feel that way, okay, it's karma. And this card has been showing up in all my readings. So I feel like we're clearing a lot of karma. We're clearing a lot of things from the past. It could be connected to words that's been spoken. It could be connected to a group of people. It could be connected to possibly, yes. I mean, Monica, you're saying it absolutely correctly. Absolutely. But there is a lot of karma that's being cleared right now. This card has been showing up a lot. And I feel it's connected to that Mars square Saturn. Things have to, it's almost like popping a pimple. Even though I don't recommend popping pimples. However, it's like that pressure of the pimple, like you just need to release it. And then when you pop it and you release it, like it feels so much better. So it almost feels like this is a pressure point. This is a boiling point of truly seeing, okay, this works, this doesn't work, this doesn't feel good, this doesn't give me excitement, this doesn't give me joy, this has me way too much in my head, overthinking, overanalyzing, over worry. Could also be very cold. Like these two cards are extremely cold energy here. Okay, the King of Swords is very matter of fact, very straightforward. The Five of Pentacles is a cold card. I mean, it's snowing. Right? The pimple, but it does feel that way. You know, it's like once you let it go, once you release the pressure, it feels better. It may not look the best, but it does feel better. Okay, give me 3 more cards, please. Okay, so I have 2 cards about manifestations, planting the seeds, and then waiting on the things that you've asked for to show up. The karma has to be cleared in order for you to be able to get to that point of the manifestations to show up. So let's say, for instance, and I use this analogy a lot because I feel like it makes perfect sense. Okay. I've asked for more money and then I lose my job. Maybe that job was never going to give you the money that you've asked for. Okay. So it's now been cleared. The doors have been open for what you have asked for to show up. We sometimes feel like we're being punished when, and I use this analogy a lot too within relationships. Let's say, for instance, you're dating and you want to get married and all of a sudden you break up. Well, that's not what I asked for. I asked for marriage. And I asked for, these things to come in, but now we're broke up. Well, maybe it's not meant to come from that person. So you have to clear the karma. You have to clear the room in order for you to get what it is that you truly want and desire. In order for that brand new beginning to take place, in order for your manifestations to show up. Now, what I love is the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups have shown up together. The Queen of Cups is underneath the deck. She's actually looking at the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is actually looking at her. So it truly is all about listening to your intuition, listening to what you're being guided to do, having a healthy, balanced masculine and feminine energy, knowing when to move forward, knowing when to pause, knowing when to take action, and allowing for your intuition to lead the way, no matter what, no matter what's happening, and truly stepping out of your mind. Okay, because sometimes it can play tricks on us. Sometimes it can create scenarios that we really like. To me, this can be creating scenarios that we shouldn't be creating, right? Over analyzing, overthinking, instead of tapping more into what is the body telling me? What do I feel? What is the energy of the emotion that I'm experiencing? And where's that truly coming from? Is this my energy or is this somebody else's energy? Like, I have to really tap into that a lot. Because sometimes I can be thinking something and it's not even me. I got to clear that energy. And then I'm able to feel me and my energy and know, okay, now this is me. Let your fears dissolve. We've already looked at that one. So, yeah, there's a lot that's going to be taking place over the next 2 weeks. I feel like if we're not listening to our intuition and we're not listening to the guidance and we're not going in the direction that we're meant to be going in, there's going to be towers. Yes, happy birthday to all Sages. Happy birthday. But just remember, towers only happen when we're not going in the direction that we're meant to be going in. Okay, I will pull. Is Martin still here? Well, this was fun. I enjoyed my... Oh, so you just had your birthday. Nice. Right? She is. Okay, give me 3 cards, please, for... So it feels like you're going through a transformation, a rebirth, a learning to trust your intuition, but also learning how to fill your own cup up. Okay. Because I got the Ace of Cups. I got the Ace of Cups in reverse with the Chariot, and then I also got the Death card. So this is telling me that there is a rebirth that's taking place. There is a transformation that's taking place. And the focus is going to be on your own personal cup. Your cup is empty. And this is very common for mothers. This is very common for those that have children. Because what ends up happening is we pour and we give to those that we love the most. And what ends up happening is we don't have enough left to pour into us. Okay. So you've got to start. And I love that the Empress is underneath, okay? Because this is a big transformation that you're going through right now. You're learning to trust the divine. You're learning to trust your intuition. You're learning to nurture yourself, okay? You've got to take care of you first. And that goes against the nature of being a mother, because a mother's always going to take care of their own before they actually take care of themselves. And it's no different than being on an airplane and them saying, The plane's about to go down. You put your mask on first. You take care of you before you help your children, before you help your partner, before you help anybody else. Because if you are not taken care of, you can't take care of everybody else. So what is it that you need to be doing in order to give you the self-love, the nurturing, the abundance, the attention to help you? Because if the Ace of Cups was upright, your cup would be full, but it's not full because it's upside down. It's pouring out. I feel like intuitively you already know what this is. I feel like, you're a Sag, so you're able to see these things. You're able to know these things. You have the prophetic ability to be able to see what you need to. And it could be learning to trust that, learning to trust your intuition, learning to listen to your intuition. But there is some focus on making sure you take care of you. Now, this is going to have you go through a major transformation because I do have the Death card. So give me 3 cards, please, to clarify the Death card. You are healing and working through something connected to your inner child. Because I get the Hermit, the 7 of Wands, and I'm sorry, the 6 of Swords, and then I get the Page of Wands. So whatever this nurturing is, whatever it is that you're doing that's keeping your cup empty, it could be, self-sacrifice, something that was learned at a very young age that's keeping you from being able to heal, being able to step into the next level of being the Empress. But it could also be creating blocks too. And if you're wanting to, the cup, if that's connected to money and finances, because the Empress has everything, she's able to create anything because she has it all. There's something that you need to go back to your inner child and connect to. And it has to do with having a beginner's mind. And this is going to be connected to your passions. What makes you excited? That could be the missing piece of filling your cup up if you're needing to connect to something to bring in money. But this is what you're transforming and healing, okay? Because I've got the Hermit. The Hermit represents being able to heal, being able to really go within and go through that transformational process. So listen to your inner child, listen and go back and reminisce. Think about your childhood. What is it that excites you connected to your childhood? That's going to be the gate that helps you to move forward, that opens the door to what it is that you're trying to build, whether it be abundance, whether it be, what it is that you're creating, what it is that you're manifesting. You have the power to do it. You have the knowledge and the know-how to do it. It's going to be putting it into action, but also trusting the divine and getting you there. Okay, this is all about trust. The Sphinx do not have any the Sphinx do not have any reins on them at all. But yet they're able to drive the chariot. They're able to move them forward. Is that better? Can you see that better? Church. Now, is that what you're healing or is that where your passion lies? Oh, good. Yay. Let me try one more thing. Are they better now? Okay, gotcha. Well, spend some time and ask your inner child what needs to be examined, what needs to be nurtured, what needs to be looked at, what needs to be let go of. Okay. So, and what I mean by that is spend some time, get real honest with it about what's created the block, what's created the fear, what's created what it is that you're healing and you're transforming. Okay. Write it down Tuesday. Let go of anything that's holding you back that is not connected to your passions, your excitement, your desires. And trust. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. And maybe it's time to mother you too. Okay. Because I can also see this in this of it's time to mother you. Give you the things that you needed as a child. Because I get the Page of Cups right under the Empress. So the love, the encouragement, the support, the nurture. Because that's our job of being a mother. To love, to nurture, to protect. That could also be another thing, Just saying you're safe. You're protected. You're looked after. Is that better? Do I have too much light on? I hope this helps. Oh, good. Is it Cornelia? Cornelia? Did I say that right? Oh, you're welcome. You got this. You're going through a major transformation. Trust the process. Go within, listen to your intuition, and give you what you needed. This was so much fun, guys. I'll have to do this once a week. I hope you all enjoyed it. Oh, you are safe. I know. Miss Monica tells me that on a daily. You're safe. And sometimes we just, oh, you're so welcome. Sometimes we just need that reminder. Truly, Well, let's see. I feel like we need one more card for all of us. Let's pull one more. And then I'm going to let you all go. So let's see. I'm going to pull my shamanic medicine cards. What medicine do we need? And we need to focus on. Oh, thank you. God bless you too, love. What medicine do we need to focus on over the next 2 weeks? What medicine do we need to focus on the next 2 weeks? What medicine do we need to focus on? One more, please. Thank you so much. Offerings, wealth. I love you too. So this has been a theme. This has been a theme, and it showed up repeatedly with all of the cards, and it has to do with money, wealth, prosperity. Now, what's underneath the deck is ancestors. So maybe you need to leave an offering for your ancestors over the next 2 weeks. I like to give my ancestors coffee. They love coffee. Like, they really love coffee. So I leave them a cup of coffee. I leave oranges as an offering. I leave sometimes crystals, depending on where I'm at or what I'm doing. But listen to what your ancestors want and need. Okay? What do they need? What do they like? What do they want? And just leave a little offering. Whether it be a piece of fruit, whether it be a cup of coffee, whether it be some people give their ancestors a shot of alcohol. I don't drink, so I don't ever have alcohol, so I don't do that. I do the coffee. A cup of coffee, It's really inexpensive. All my ancestors drank coffee, so I know they all love them. They all love it. So I just leave some coffee. And I'll say, here you go. This is my offering to you. And we got to give back. We have to give. This is our way of tithing to the spirit realm. But it also shows the spirit realm. Let's say, for instance, you leave some oranges, like an orange is my offering today, or an apple is my offering today. It's helping you to step out of the lack mindset, right? Because you're giving in order to receive back in return. I love this. And then trust is showing up again, okay? Trusting the guidance, trusting your ancestors, trusting your spirit team. That's a big thing, trusting your spirit team. For sure. Well, I think that's a great note to end on. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was so much fun. And I'll do this again soon. This was fun. Thank you for being here. I hope the messages find you well. I love you too. Thank you. All right. I'll see you all soon. Bye.